we are trying some culinary recetas, and I keep on forgetting that there's two mic cameras. So here, in front, see the fire in here. I'm gonna have a second pot in here, or action station here. I don't want to cook too much on these two pilots because I'm afraid it's gonna burn this camera. So I'll just back it up a little bit. And here we have the other laptop. So that should be cool to see any cutting stuff and step-by-step things. I'm excited. I don't know where to start. Let's just honestly, we're making some breakfast, bro. And I just decided that we should do something fun. So hands are washed, good to go. Further ado, got our ingredients. Everything should be portioned out. We call that mise en place. Everything in place in French. And yeah, this is my kid. I have a full knife bag, like more knives and stuff in it. But this is like my on-the-go, ready for anything, type of deal. So I have a couple of knives, and I have a peeler that apparently I'm gonna need to use. Normally, just a knife will do the trick, but got some fun. Whew. Seasonings on the side. You'll see them later. Here, guys, beautiful udon. Very cool. We're gonna boil that up later in this pot. Normally, you'd have a higher pot, so you can add some water and stock. But honestly, I just want to hurry it a little bit faster, or get that boiling process faster. So we're gonna use a shallow pot, throw it in there, lay it out, and then by that time I should already have a good amount of curry stuff cooking in here. Never made curry, but I'm fairly excited because cooking is just a thing I like to do. My baby. Santoku knife. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. Having a little fun. I'm not too sure if you can hear the background music. I can put it down if it's too loud, or higher if it need be. Again, this is a test stream, so I'm not expecting too much, but I do like music, so maybe we'll just leave it there and pray that stuff doesn't blow up. Also keeping an eye on this laptop, currently at 78, load between 95 and 78 CPU, which is really important to know because if I break it, it's going to be on me. So, what are we doing? Okay, get this started. Lighting up this kid, right? Ready to go. You want to have a hot pan, like always. So let this chill here. I want to throw some bell peppers in there, give it a little bit of color. All you're really going to do is cut the top off, straight down. Keep your fingers like this, or this, I guess. Make a little bear claw. They call it cat claw or bear claw. And then your knife is just going to go straight down. That prevents you from cutting your fingers. You just go like that. Tuck the top off, put it to the side. You got this kid, you're going to take off the core, the insides, just stick your fingers in there, twist, and you got this little seeded pile right here. And then you have these kids in here that you can always get rid of, seeds. All you really want to do is give a little tap and get in there if you really need to. But I'm not too mindful of seeds. They're just kind of when you bite down, you don't really want to find seeds in your food if you're eating. It's here for 2 seconds. Just gonna throw this away somewhere. Have a little trash pit near the noodles. Cool. Like that. Very nice. It's a little cutting board that I like to use. Nothing fancy, nothing special. I'm not a fan of big cutting boards, so I really prefer like a little smaller work area. I tend to be very reserved in my cooking, as in like just trying to like keep it all together. I understand the value of like having a nice big cutting board, but for me, never been a big deal. Cut it in half. That way you have nice long pieces. Then you want to cut from the inside rather than cutting the shiny outside, because then your knife might slip. For these guys, I'm going to do like an easy julienne. That just means we're going straight in strips. Again, we're just trying to do little colorful cuts. Nothing like extreme. Like you don't want to. At the end of the day, these peppers, this color is just going to give color to the food, and that's all I'm really looking for. I'm not really trying to get as much flavor, although when you roast peppers, they do release their sugar, so that's what makes other dishes really nice. But yeah, get a couple of these in there. I'll just do one side maybe. Definitely picking it up. And there's some of that. What is that, like a cup? I might as well just finish this kid up. So yeah, I've been wanting to do something like this for a minute. The issues being that A, we don't have like a really good setup, and B, apartment's a little crowded. Thankfully, today's a nice day, and we have the apartment to ourselves. So my trash pit, save it for later. Oil, looking about, once it gets all liquidy like that, that's how you know your pan is hot. Just coating the pan. I'm not going to use it for anything yet, but we'll get there. Dame da. I know where I'm gonna leave my kids at. Right here. Leave this kid up. Up here. Definitely. If you guys need me to put music down, we can do that. And just gonna keep on going. Number 2, peppers. Just gonna store it up in this plate. You're gonna pick it up. Slide. Like that. Stick your knife underneath and just very nice. Drop it. Good to go. Wow. What might be cool too with those peppers is you just go ahead and put some vinegar on them, just so you can get a little bit of more flavor out of them once you throw them in there. I do have a couple of vinegars stored to the side. I'll show you them in a few. But for now, we're just cutting the ingredients down. Onions. How do we do onions? It's been a minute. We go. There's like a really nice way to do that. Let's do this. So angled. Not fully cut, but angled. Right? Down the line. And you go twist. And you do into. This is a fairly wide onion, so I'm going to do 4 slices. Do I want dices? I want dices. About there. Right? Almost there. Being really careful, because onions are the fun ones where if you cut too deep, they're layered, right? If you cut too deep, they'll just break apart. So you almost want to go slightly. That last one's a bit big. I might have cut this wrong, by the way. Yeah, just go straight down. Let's do this. Little thin cuts. I'm not going to use the whole onion, even though I cut most of the onion. But we're going to use about the other half for another project later. Yeah, we got all the ingredients. Cool. Onions. Something like that. A little more smaller pieces right there. Gonna be like this. And now I want those to have like enough body, like size, to give a pop when you bite down on them, but not enough to overtake the dish. Because, you know, I love onions. I really do. But a lot of people don't. And that's okay. Unless they're caramelized. Because then how could you not like a caramelized onion? These guys right here, red onion. Again, we're going with the whites and the reds, giving it a little bit of a color. Aside from flavor, red onions are definitely more condensed, compact in flavor. And I'm going to cut these differently so they can stand out from the other onions. And that's going to be a straight julienne. Just means we're cutting it straight down the onion. You can get away. Ooh. And you get these slices, which in turn break apart. Okay, so then you get stuck with this. That's what we want. Kind of resembling our julienne red peppers. Get in there. Get in there. Okay. Then we get into the bigger kids, the root vegetables. Carrots. Ninjin desu yo. Yes. Try not to play around too much in kitchens, but this is a thing I like to do. I like the other carrot. I'm picking favors at this point. Cool. Top off. Right? This kid. And I don't need to cut the bottom. I just like flat surfaces. That's gonna be my trash. And Figure out to where I can leave that somewhere else. Bam, trash. Yeah, I guess you need to peel this. So we're gonna go straight down. Nice little peel. You could use your knife if you wanted to, but this is 22nd century, so we're good. We got the tools. Not much of a peeler guy, but hey, it's working. And yeah, I've never really done curry. We are using a block of curry, right? So it's kind of like a bouillon square. So that tells me that curry might just be like a water base with a curry powder. Again, like I'm not very used to making curry, but I've used curry powder before, and it's just like a nice little seasoning. So I can see it being like seasoning to water. You boil it down, and then you get your little curry sauce, and you probably add like a roux, which would be like flour and butter, or maybe like a cornstarch slurry, and that will thicken up your water base, henceforth giving you a curry. If I had to decide, I'd probably be like a flour one, because then you get that grainy feel to it, and I think curry always has had a grainy feel to it. To me, anyways, in my opinion. Very cool. Right. Down to our kid. I'm gonna cut into like 3 segments. Yeah, that's fine. We'll do these juliennes. So we'll cut them into about 2 inches, right? Down the line. 1. Oh, jeez. Carrots are fun, huh? And right in half. And 2. You got 3 pieces. 3 segments. On one side, just gonna go straight down, cutting off the edge of one flat, right? Flat, and that's just gonna be a balance board. That way, it's not rolling around when you cut it down, like so. Juliennes, we're going straight down, getting that length. Getting this side off first because I don't want that. And then start going a little bit thicker. Cool. 2, 3, and then you know what? We're gonna use half moons to give it a little bit of a je ne sais quoi. Different one. Yeah. You get these kids. Right. Little half moons. And we're not done with these, but we're gonna cut them down, and make little matchsticks, more julienne slices. Enjoy your carrots. Half moon. These guys. Right. So now, the reason my cutting board is slipping is because I should have put like a towel or some type of resistance for it not to slide as much. It is an oversight on my part. Normally you do that in the kitchen. Normally you're expected to have your cutting board mat so you don't slide around. But hey, it's a Sunday, it's a fun day. I'm not working, I'm just having fun. If you really have a time crunch, or if you're impatient, you can always stack them up on top of each other. You line them up, and you just go straight down. Just like that. You cut 2 at once. This one's a little bit less stable, but I'm gonna try it out. Always bending those fingers so you don't cut yourself. You don't want any bloody dishes, huh? Unless it's a drink, Bloody Mary. Okay. Carrots, we got onions. We can probably do a little bit more carrots, but I have a lot more things coming in. So we'll hold off on that for a little bit longer. If need be, we can always do it. But we're okay with that for now. Cooking up some good tomates. Tomatoes. I'm gonna probably save the tomatoes for last. Tomatoes and the mushrooms. We're adding mushrooms to this. And we're gonna go with the potatoes next, because what we're gonna do first with this oil, we're gonna saute all the harder vegetables, get them to be softer, loosen up a little bit. Then throw in the lighter stuff like tomatoes. We'll do mushrooms first to give it a nice little sear, and then we'll add tomatoes because tomatoes will break down, sweat out, and give you a lot of their juices. That will be flavor for the liquid, and it will soften up all the harder items as well. So we got little potatoes. Easy cut. I'm not gonna kill these guys because I love potatoes. And we'll do them in like little long, lengthwise quarter cuts. Little wedges, right? Little baby wedges. Not too bad. I think this will cook down. You could always just cut it in half as well. Give yourself some kind of like squarey ones. But if you want them, try maybe a pair. Let's do. I want these guys to be lengthwise. They have some presence. They'll make the dish look a little bit funner. And then the red potatoes that we do have, I'll cut them into smaller squares, and that'll be an offset, and it'll look nice. Lengthwise. Okay. These guys, same potatoes. They're just red. They're smaller. Very good. So we'll just keep doing the same thing. Quarter straight down. Twist it halfway. Straight down again. Cool. And then now that you have your quadruple, you got less starches. Now that you have your 4 quarters right here, cut it in half. Try to keep it all together. There we go. Bear claw again. Bear claw right there. And straight down. Now you have these little smaller, so like squarier, and then they're red, so they'll pop out, and they're smaller, so they'll cook down faster. So you have to keep that all in mind once you start going fast with this this cooking process. A tiny little kid, I'll leave it as this. Cool. Very like, I'm really vibing with this lo-fi music. Thankfully, YouTube has a lot of non-copyright stuff, so I'm hoping it's all good. If someone complains about it later, I mean, you never know. Or something complains about it later, an algorithm and whatnot. You can always figure that one out as we go. These are good. And let's do. This is gonna be a big bowl of curry, yo. Yeah, I'm definitely excited. Like I said, I like Japanese food a lot, and I know of curry, but I've never cooked it in the way that it's going to, like, I don't know necessarily exactly what needs to go inside of it. I'm just going off of what I would like inside of it, assuming that it's all a vegetable saucy mix. Much fun. Let's get some water out of it. Cool. Just throwing some water out of here. I have a habit of just lighting up the stove and drying out my pans by leaving them like that for a cool second. We'll leave it like that for a second while we're cutting these thingies over here. Got some mushrooms. How we want mushrooms? You can go straight down the line, get yourself a nice little umbrella look to it, or you can do quarters to give it like another reflection of those potatoes. I think our best bet is going to be straight down the line. Give it an offset, make them a little bit bigger, so they can, so they don't get as they don't get as, what's the word? Like soggy, almost not soggy, but like since they've been sitting in that pot, they don't get as broken down as quickly. We'll go something like this, and we'll save that in a few. We'll put these in the corner. We'll let it go. That just means that all our harder things are more or less ready. There we go. Now, once you heat up the top half, you can start heating the bottom a little bit. Right. I'm gonna get this pan heated up again. We have our oil, which is good. All we gotta do is bring it up to a heat, and then we'll just keep on going. man. Little thing about me, I've been cooking since I was oof, officially, officially like 16. I took classes in high school and all that. Unofficially, I've been cooking since like 14, and then legally since 18. Well, I guess 17 if you count it, because I came in a little bit earlier. But yeah, I've been cooking for like forever. I loved it. I love food, period. And it's what really started the process of, well, why don't I just make my own food? And from there, it just kind of balled out into like whatever this is. Currently working at a football stadium, and we're getting ready for the Super Bowl, which is a lot of crazy things, like exciting things, but crazy things, because I've been learning so much in the idea of how to get creative, as in like, hey, we don't have this, this, and this, make it happen. So very thinking outside of the box, very hands-off approach, and just trying to make it work all day, every day. You know, just like work is work, but at least it is stressful. It has its moments. I'm a culinary supervisor. That just means that in an environment where nobody wants to work, you just gotta do your best to make it happen with everybody that you have. And that's okay sometimes. Sometimes it's just not that fun. There we go. Got all our harder ingredients chilling in this pot. There you go, see? Bring the heat up and add a little bit more oil, but I'm gonna use something fun. Got this little Italian oil, which will give it a little bit more flavor and keep it all together. I'm hoping it mixes well with that curry. I don't know the ladle do. Right. Beautiful little ladle. Okay. Get coating everything real quick. Get it nice and warm. Trying to start breaking it down. Want to make sure everything has a little bit of oil, so everything can start cooking slowly but surely. Right? Leave that going for a little bit. These tomatoes, we're going to dice them up, so we want to add a little bit of zest. Dicing tomatoes. How big do you want them? About here. Let's do like 1 inch dice. Because again, they're going to break down and they're going to release all their juices, and we really want that to happen so we can just start adding them to our flavor. 1, 2, cut them 3 down. 1, 2. Get nice little pieces like this. Nice little squares. They're fairly big, but again, they're going to break down and they're going to release all their liquid, and that's going to season our vegetables that are in this pan. And the curry once we add the little base. 3, 1, 2, 3. So 3 cuts, or 2. I'm getting ahead of myself. Normally I don't have time to chit chat and talk like this. It's a very, especially in the kitchen, it's a very like, yo, make it happen, let's get moving. And you just want to go for it. But it's nice. I enjoy days like these because you can really sit back and enjoy the process and try to understand what is going on in every step. So that way you can just reanalyze, revisit, review, and just learn. You learn a little bit more each time you make a dish, because whether it be American, Japanese, Mexican, Italian, you name it. Everybody has their own style. Everyone has their own skills sets. I need garlic in this. I'll think about it. That's some seasoning. I can just use seasoning for garlic. But garlic would be nice for this. And yeah, so you kind of get used to adapting, using different styles, and you just go with it, I'm making what am I making? I'm making a Japanese udon dish right now, curry dish, but I'm adding a lot of styles from all the different culinary stuff that I do. So definitely my seasoning is more of an Italian seasoning. I really like herbs. I really like spices. And Italian spices, but I'm still gonna go for that Japanese flavor. So I'm adding liquids like vinaigrettes that have Japanese history with it. So I have some red wine and I have some rice wine that I'm gonna add into this to really bring out the flavor and get it all going. That's one, very cool. Pot 2 looks like it's getting there. I'm gonna, you see these things, it's not gonna crisp up or anything right now because my heat is fairly low. But again, that's kind of what we want for this moment, because we're gonna start adding tomatoes in here, start really flaring it up, crisping it up. Wow, I'm gonna get some water in here, boil it, and throw my udon noodles in there. Very careful. There we go. And you're just trying to get yourself in the right positions so you can start going 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And that's why you start with the chopping. Now that you hear this getting faster, you start focusing more on this. This water's cooking in the background. Once it starts boiling, then I can focus on it again. But right now we're just gonna go for the nice sear. At this point, I probably would start seasoning this guy right here. So let's do that. Got some mushrooms ready to go. Got some onions. Okay, again, cumin, right? Not Japanese, but trust. This guy will give it like a nice pungent taste to that curry. I'm gonna add enough to get it going. Right? Paprika will give it that nice spiciness. So that's what I'm kind of gonna. It's a mild spice, but I'm really gonna try to get it. I don't like spicy food. I just want it to be like get it like a nice kick to it and just blend in there. Wrong hand. Okay. Alright. Folding it in, seasoning everything around. Yeah, you can do the sauteing, which is the fun thing I like to do. But like here you get really close and you're seeing all the spices kind of coat the vegetables. And that's what you want. You want a nice even coating on that. You can already start smelling that cumin and the pepper kick in, giving it an interesting aroma, and which is going to correlate to an interesting taste. Starting to break down. I'll give it a little bit longer, and then we'll throw in all these other guys. Cool. 2, 3, 4, 5. Got some vinaigrette. At a certain point, I'm going to add a little bit of vinaigrette to start getting all the seasoning from the pan. But I want to throw that in there once we get more of a sweat. All these items are getting sweated out. So once we get there, I'll get on that, kid. Cool. In the meantime, it looks like they're all loose, ready to go. Let's add these mushrooms and tomatoes. Very cool, very cool. Getting a fairly big pot, you know. My biggest issue is just really enjoying adding to things. So it might be a little too much, but you know what? We're here to have fun. Here to have a good time. So if anything, it's a really nice fajita mix right there. You could even have it be a vegetarian item. But then once you add the chicken or whatever meat you want to this, then you got something going on there. That being said, I don't have any meat in here. I think we'll just leave it as is, and then I'm thinking of making some ground beef, seasoning it up. I have an air fryer. I like putting the beef in the air fryer, making like little meatballs, and then adding meatballs to the curry. So again, very weird, very not Japanese, but so what? It's gonna taste bomb, so I don't give a fuck. So stuff like that, you know, you just get creative with it, have fun with it. The whole point of culinary, in my opinion, is to just make food that you enjoy, man. And Lord knows I like some meatballs, some of them spicy meatballs. So maybe we'll just get on that later on. But for now, we're getting this mix. You're starting to see all that tomato break down and get stuck to the pan, like on the walls and stuff. It's good. It's good. I'm gonna flare it up. A little bit more oil, regular oil this time. This is a canola blend, I want to say. Just enough to get that coating in there. Make sure everybody in here has some oil on them and is getting ready to steam up, stir up, all that. Got a nice little boil on this kid. Okay. Very cool. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this guy chilling out for a little bit. Noodles for the noodles. I'm gonna do something a little bit fun. I have some fennel seeds that I have not used, and I need to use them. But fennel seeds are a stronger kid, right? They're gonna have a nice pungent smell, but you have to break them down. So this is called a pestle and mortar. You can add a little bit of this guy in here. Just enough to season it up. Like that. And yeah, very, very strong. Just get in there, grind it all up for fun. Cool. Once you break it all down, you will know, because you can start smelling all the seeds release that aroma, that fragrance, that calorie, Nihonjin-da-yo. There you go. I'm just gonna season it up like that. Whoosh. That's good. Measure it up. There we go. Seasoning all the vegetables until you see it's good enough. There we go. Thank you, Messon Porter. Got a nice little boiling station right here. That means it's time, baby. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Arigatou gozaimashita. 1, 2, 3. 12 minutes on the clock. Alexa, set a timer for 12 minutes.
12 minutes. Starting now.
Thank you. 2022, y'all. And now we focus back. There we go. Focus back on this guy. Flip, flip. Season all around. Starting to see everything get very, very soggy now. Very, very wet. Tomatoes are releasing their juices. And we getting there. High heat. Because at this point, I just really want to start cooking everything. I am ready to go. So I'm blasting it up and hoping everything is ready by the time I'm ready. Believe me. Got a couple of tricks on my sleeve. We're getting there in a few. But basically, I'm thinking of adding some clam juice in here, giving it a seafood-like taste to it. I'm not sure if that's gonna match too much with the curry style, but I figure we can try it out. Yeah, and I have some cans of clams that I haven't been using, so I need to get on that. Cool. And you'll notice that we still haven't even seasoned any of this with salt or pepper because I don't want to do that yet. All we've been seasoning it with is herbs and spices. Okay. Yeah, see that mushiness? That's where we're at. Adding that curry will make it very poof. Tomatoes are very good thickener. That's good mushroom. Because of course, we forgot the garlic. No, we didn't. So we got garlic in here. This is my actual salt. So this is where you want to start assuming and imagining how salty your dish is going to be as you're adding this. So I'm going to give it a good amount. Because, oh shit. I need to take into account how much the curry is going to have salt-wise. So hopefully by the time I add that water, it'll balance it out. But I think that's good enough. That much salt is good for like this by itself. You know, you can make some tacos out of this. You can make like, fuck, it's a vegetable fajita, so it's all good. You can get very creative with it. Throw some eggs in there for why not? Make like a omelet type of deal, like a quiche. You finish it off in the oven so that way it all blends in together. But no, man, we making udon noodles. Sorry, starting to break down over here. You spread. I know you guys are best friends, but it's all good, man. We're all getting there together. Got that boiling, that rolling boil. It's feeling good. This guy over here. I do want to add a little bit more seasoning to it, like as in the peppers. Now that it's all blended up, you can get a feel to how much it's gonna have. So that cumin's good. I'm gonna go a little bit lighter on this because it's a really strong seasoning. But I really think that flavor is gonna stand out and be beneficial to the curry itself. And now, because why not? Italian herbs. That's where it's at. That's where it's at, bro. You got any vegetables? Season it with herbs. That's my rule. And that's gonna definitely separate. It's gonna stand out from the curry itself, but not in a way where it's like, oh, it's too salty, oh, it's too bittery, oh, it's too herby. Because herbs, at the end of the day, they just kind of blend into your dish. They don't really have a self flavor. It's just like a sharp, oh wow, this is different. So you definitely cannot go wrong with seasoning your vegetables with herbs, no matter what dish you're working with. Getting really close. I don't know how I'm gonna stop that timer. It got the speaker from all the way in the kitchen or the dining room. Wait, I say all the way. It's like it's just over a counter. I can't do a front flip over a counter though. We'll get there. Okay. Very nice. We'll leave that heating up for a little bit. Come back around. Okay. Blockbuster, where are you at? So we need to get some music in here, man. That's a lot. That's a lot. Alright, cool. Leave it as is. Very nice. Definitely getting there. CPU's not dead yet. Oh shoot, we're hitting like 97 easy though. What I could have done is wired it, but you know what? Wiring doesn't work like that. So I'm really trying to think about how we can make this really work and be a thing. But as I'm seeing now, the frames on the 30 for the camera, they're okay, keeping up, and then the webcam on the laptop is like doable. Oh, so that's my dog. Very cute. Okay. Definitely everything is all mushy up. Mushy in a good way. Like, all that mushiness is that tomato that we were talking about. And again, once we add the liquids, it's going to really just thicken it up and bring it all together. Very good. The question I have in my brain is, do I want to add this udon liquid? Because it will be starchy, but it might give a flavor. But I'm leaning on no. I think we can just throw out the water, add more water later on, or different water, or cleaner water. Just fixing up those noodles of noodles, trying to break apart everything that we can. They're all looking very delicate-er. Slowly getting there. At this point, I want to start getting very creative. It's going to be the rice wine. and our red wine. I'm back. I'm gonna do a little bit of a mixture. Wrong way. A little bit of a mixture. Enough of a rice wine to give it that Japanese feel to it. Just barely enough. And then this red wine that will really blend in with the vegetables and work out. So this one's a little bit more prominent, but good. Okay. There. And then, just a quick side note: when you add a wine or vinaigrette to a pan, it's called a deglaze. It's a culinary style. Basically, because once you're adding the vinegar, you can easily get everything off the side. It breaks down the molecules of everything that's stuck on the pan, and it brings it back into the dish. So you're getting all the flavor on the side of the pan and bringing it back into the dish by adding those vinegars on the side. Very, very cool. So we're looking just about ready with this mixture here. Let me try this guy, because potatoes are going to be your hardest piece. Yeah. Getting there. That flavor though. Ooh. Feeling something. Feeling something good. So I'm thinking, once this noodles are ready, we'll just throw them out. Throw out the water, my bad. Put some water in here. Bring this down a little bit. Give it a simmer. And then we'll just start adding that bouillon, the curry bouillon. Oh. A little curry bouillon. Never had this. I don't know if it's good or not, but we'll try it out. We'll try it together. So maybe some other time I'll do some research on how to make like a curry from scratch. Again, we are assuming that it's just. Ooh, nice. It's a whole block. We're assuming that it's just. Let me get descriptive about this. Whoa. We're assuming that this is that broth I was talking about. The water that's seasoned with the curry powder, and then you add a root to it to make it thick. But this has just been really cooked down, really liquefied, so it can be this paste. So once we add water back to it, it basically goes back to being what was in that pot. So that's all that a bouillon really is. Like a nice little short step, but it's good. There you go. Getting everything off the side of the pan because it's all flavored, and that's what you want. You want some flavor in here, yo. Hey, very cool, very cool. Yeah, having fun with it. Definitely would like to do more of these type of deals. Like I know we're doing the streaming stuff with the video games. I've done a little bit of guitar work. I was planning on doing more guitar today, but I think I really wanted to try out this layout first, because that way I have a better idea for next time what I can improve and what we can add to make it look better. So this one kind of won the cake as in what we're doing today. But yeah, man, I would love to do more recipes, more ingredients. If you guys have any opinions out there, you can definitely shout out a couple ideas later on the channel, and we can just work on something together. Maybe that might be like some type of a Patreon deal or whatever. But I think the idea of like throwing out, hey, I want to try this, or I want to see this cooked out, would be a really cool idea. So we can just work on it together, and I'd walk you guys through it. A lot of steps and ideas. And yeah, we just have a fun old time. Because cooking should be fun, man. Cooking should be good. And I feel like a lot of us in this generation aren't really told, like, hey, learn how to cook, because you can just make whatever the fuck you want, whenever you want. There we go. Alexa, pause.
I don't know that one.
That's 12 minutes. I will be right back. Thank you. yeah, very, very cool. So we're gonna put this off to the side. Looks like it's been chilling like a billet. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. CPU is hitting 97. It scares me, dude, because, like, again, this isn't my laptop. So if I break it, I have to figure out something. I'm just using that spatula to hold the noodles back as I'm pouring water to the sink. Nothing crazy. You could use like one of those like colanders? Yeah, like a colander. But you know, I do things my way or whatever. Yeah, noodles. Turn this guy off. You're good to go. This guy is ready for some mizu. Mizu ga arimasu ka? Hi hi. Alright, cool. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. I don't have a measurement, as I'm pretty sure it said like a cup or 2 cups or something like that. But I'm just gonna go wing it and add more seasoning as we're going. So yeah, we just added water, right? That's all the vegetables. Bringing it up to a boil, letting that water heat up. And once it's on a boil, you bring it back down to like a simmer. That's what we call a simmer. It's just water is evaporating and leaving the dish. Once it gets there, I'll feel comfortable adding that curry block. But let's go ahead and chop that first half and get an idea of how much is too much. How much is enough? There we go. Very cool. Gotta love these guys. They know what they're doing. And then, if you're really curious, yeah, it definitely has like that curry seasoning to it, but it doesn't have like salt to it. So that makes me feel better about adding the garlic salt. Okay, but it has a really strong. I want to say cumin. I feel like cumin is inside curry now, just because it smells the same. Celery seed, mustard. Oh, we have mustard, huh? Chili pepper, caramel color, curry salt. No cumin in here. Interesting. Celery seed and mustard. I have some mustard that we can add actually, so we might be able to do something like that. On the noodles, looking fine. Look at that. Look at that. I am a fan of udon. Ooh, that's good. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm excited. Yeah, definitely a fan of I would prefer udon over ramen, but ramen is thinner, and then they usually add more ingredients to that because I think it like the ramen takes a backseat to the ingredients in the soup, which is fine. But as a noodle connoisseur, favorite person, my favorite dish or whatever is not spaghetti. Well, any noodle with a tomato sauce. I love tomato sauce. But yeah, definitely I'm a fan of the thicker noodles. Choice. Ouchie. Okay, so we're getting a nice boil. It's getting there. It's getting there. You'll know it's a boil because you'll see that start to boil up, but then you want that middle end to start like popping, and that's a boil, a rolling boil. Then we turn it down, and it'll become a simmer, and you'll see it simmer because the evaporation will start coming off. So we'll give it a few more seconds. Looking good. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out for me at least for a little bit, and I think this is fun. It's creativity, and it gives me stuff to do on the weekend. So aside from later today, I'm gonna go check out Anamanaguchi, celebrating their 10-year anniversary of the Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the video game soundtrack, which is incredibly exciting for me because I saw Pilgrim in my, freshman or sophomore year of high school, and then that game came out during the summer, so I had a summer of just playing the crap out of that game with one of my older friends, and after Ubisoft kind of did the whole, well, Skull Program is a license, and after Ubisoft really had that license kind of like taken away, it basically became, you can't buy this game anymore, you can't buy the music anymore. All that is owned by Ubisoft, and or is being licensed by someone else, so it can't be sold anywhere else. And it was like that for 10 years. So I died a little bit on the inside. But recently, they rehashed that contract for the 10-year anniversary, and that means that the music is free to play in the concert. The Anamanaguchi can do that live now, and merch. So I'm really excited about merch. I'm really looking forward to what they have today. But I'm so happy, dude. I didn't even know. I just saw the post when I was driving home from work, and I just like don't text and drive. But like I just had to get them, dude. I just had to get the tickets on that spot, and it's a good thing I did because it's sold out. Last time I checked. Right, boiling. You can get that boil. You see all the vapor. And you're getting really close to that rolling boil, like a rapid. Once the middle part starts boiling, that's when you know that everything in this pan is heated up and hot, like the water itself. Really close. And that's good because you want to add stuff like this into hot water. It'll just dissolve faster rather than like a cold water, which you might spend all day spinning or stirring in because it's not hot enough to break down the molecules. And to give it a step further, actually, I'll just move it here. We can just start breaking it down. More surface area means more cooking, shorter cooking times. Okay. Yeah. Now you got little blocky blocks. Looks like I have some chocolate in there. Okay, there. That looks like about there, right? We got that boiling everywhere. You got that nice little motion. I'm gonna turn it down to the lower levels. The boiling stops, but you still have all this simmering. That's even more liquid evaporation from the water. So that's where you are at. Yeah. Cool. Now that's in there. Let's just stir it in. I only did one block because I want to see how much I can get out of that one block. So far, not looking like a lot. So I think I'm going to have to add at least 2 more or the whole package, to be honest. Because those guys just disappeared in here. Okay. Going back to the chopping block. Let me get the whole thing out here. Let's do 2 more. We'll do 2/3 first. And then we'll try it with the complete. Because I want to try and make it some curry later. Okay. Well, I don't know why I put it away. I won't need the whole thing actually. Just committed. I'm committed to making curry later. Put them together. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then down the line. 1, 2. Gung ho, quack. Very nice. Scoop it all up, That's all flavor. Quack. Okay. Ready, Freddy? I believe in it. I believe in it. I believe in the curry. Oh, you're starting to get that nice smell to it too. And it's starting to change that color. You're starting to see like more of a fish, and it's starting to get thicker too. What might have happened is I might have had too much water in here. Well, I mean, that's kind of the case. It's too much water. But that's okay. What I can do in this moment is to sift out some water, set that aside, and then add 1 more curry block, and that should really bring it all together. So we can just do that for now. Oh, I didn't add the clam juice. Ah, bruh. That must be a sign that it was going to be a bad idea. Let's see. What you could do too is you just could keep on simmering it, and that would bring down the liquid volume. But I'm just gonna go ahead and speed things up. What's the name of the block that you're using? That's looking good. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Block as golden curry. So this was some Amazon stuff. Thank the Lord for Amazon, because they have a little bit of everything. And yeah, it's like chicken bouillon. If you make any chicken soup, they have little chicken blocks. Here, let me see if I can find some. They have little chicken blocks that you can add to your water, and that basically becomes a chicken bouillon. Chicken base. See? And that just saves you, instead of breaking down the whole chicken and cooking it in water and reducing it to get basically a chicken stock, you can just add this to it and you're good to go. And that comes in a pasty look to it, so that's a little bit different. I can actually add some of that to here to season it, but I've already seasoned our ingredients more than enough, so it's all good. But yeah, you'll see that rolling boil. We'll let it chill out. Pull the water. Oh, looking really cool. Made soup, y'all. No, but you can definitely smell the curry in there. It's actually getting me excited. A little bit of water outside. Wow. That. So never forget, there's always a solution. If you ever need to figure things out, there's always a solution. I'm making sure that this doesn't stick too much to the bottom. Yeah, you get like a really thick, see, that's almost curry-like right there, but because it's too watery, it's gonna have that liquidy feel to it. Looking good though. Starting to get there. Ooh, I'm excited, y'all. I really am. You can start to smell the curry in here. What's actually all in the middle? Just get it all mixed in there. Hello, Brother Bear Incorporated. How are you? Welcome to the stream. I appreciate you for joining us, my friend. Just another beautiful Sunday, you know? Okay, get a little bit more water out, but I'm really feeling confident about this next curry block. Oh, dude, it's getting really liquidy. I like that. Yeah, it's gonna be good. Okay, I'm ready for it. Break it down. Wow. There we go. Ooh. You got the big kid. Making some curry, friend. How are you?
Good.
Okay. Welcome aboard.
Just going to the store, but I need to know what I need to get.
Pick up some, what was the ingredient I wanted, but I forgot. I'm really missing, like, carne at this point.
You're not eating carne either?
I am, but since there's not much in the fridge,
Yeah.
and I don't have time to go shopping, per se, yeah, I just kind of make what's in there. I'm making curry right now. Curry? It's like a Japanese dish. Potatoes, all the vegetables. It makes it like really thick and like noodles too. It's gonna be Japanese curry udon with an Italian style. So yeah, now you're getting like that thickness, which is like where curry's at. See that? Okay. Yeah, dude, we're there. We are there. There's that little curry block all melted up. Mix it in. If it gets too thick, then that's why we have our little sauce right here on the side. And you can just bring it back down to a liquidy state. But this looks perfect, man. It has the color. It has the vegetables. You You see, like every little item kind of just pops out by itself, and that's what I really like in a dish. Colors, vibrancy, and garnish. We're gonna have a garnish for this. So start thinking about what garnishes you want, because at this point you want to be thinking about what this is gonna look like on a plate, right? And you might be saying, bruh, you got mud inside that pot. How are you gonna make that look appetizing on the plate? Whoa. Let me tell you, kids. Where there's a will, there's a way. Oh yeah. Okay. We're gonna go for that taste test. This is your last chance to season anything, to add any flavors, to to just spruce it up one last time. So, very fun moment. I call it the validation moment, where you're like, it's good, or you're like, you know what, needs more salt. Go. Ready, Freddy. Okay, just want to try the curry by itself. Just kidding. I love mushrooms. I'm trying the curry with the mushroom. Okay, so curry. Oh yeah, look at that shit. Oh my god, we made curry. Huh. Facial reaction. Okay. It has that curry taste to it. It's a curry powder, and since there wasn't much salt in it, I can taste where like it's kind of like it blands out. But with the mushroom and all the seasoned vegetables, it's good. It's fucking good. I'm excited. It's good. Oh my gosh. And you know what? It's the vinegar that really pulled it through. And the CPU is at 100, so I'm scared. Alright, there we go. Back. Oh, that's so hard. Don't die on me, computer. It's okay. It's okay, relax. We're almost done here. Don't blow up. Okay. Yes, done. Okay, donezo. Curry, check. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I'm in, dude. I'm so in. Oh, I'm excited. Second rule of culinary, clean as you go. Just want to make sure you wipe down your areas, not leaving too much of a mess, because you never know when you're going to need it again. Hi. Cha-cha. Hot? No, okay. Cool. Noodles, check. Tongs, check. Noodles have not been seasoned. This is gonna be your oh shit. This is gonna be like your blandiness noodles. Should wash them out a little. Blandiness, but that's okay because the point is to give your bland noodles a shock of flavor with the vinegar. So all you're doing is breaking them apart, spitting it up, right? Separating a little bit, getting that nice little noodleness. And these are udon noodles, remember, so like they look stickier because it's like a rice protein, but you can still work with it. So all you really want to do, get this guy, twist, lift, set in the middle, right, straight down, and just drop. And then you give it a little twist for some action right there, a small little twist. Boom, you got some height, you got some noodles. Very nice. That's your noodles. I almost want to add the sauce to the side, but I feel like the liquidy side of it, just give it like a little bit of look. So we'll do a little bit of that actually. Get some of this, just like that. A little bit of sauce, flavoring. Just go all around. Give it those little dots. There you go. Yeah. Okay. And last but not least, Nihongo no kare desu. right on top. Seasoning, seasoning, seasoning. Gonna give it like a nice little line across. Right there. Whoosh. Whoosh. Whoosh, whoosh. That's a little rough. It's a little rough on that side, but something like that. Something like that. Gonna have to workshop the plating side of things. But again, you just want to give like some color to the plate. Bring it all around. Bring it together. Right? And just kind of a light coating. That'd be cool. Cool. And we're not done. Because basil? Nah. Italian seasoning is what we used earlier. But for this guy, I kind of want like a poppy green parsley. Parsley is what you need all the time. And I hardly ever have it here. But let's pray that we have some parsley here. Thank you, Lord. We got some parsley, boy. We got a little bit of Italian parsley. Cool. We'll do that. That was my house member, by the way. It's already starting. They're starting to come back. It's kind of hard to get some. Oh, I don't want to say too loud. It's a little bit harder to get some like alone time in this day and age. You know, it's just everybody's at home. Everybody trying to like survive and all that, and I totally get it. No shame on it or whatever. But I think it's also important to kind of take care of yourself in these moments. And make sure you're doing your best to just make things happen. I'm just chopping it down, breaking it down. This is some Italian parsley. It's also known as curly parsley. And we're just breaking it down because this is going to be our garnish. Garnishes are just like the end coating of a plate. And you're just finishing it all up, okay? Easy money. So 1, 2. Whoosh. That's it. And that's a wrap, kids. Like that. Easy. So, not too bad for like a on the moment type of deal. You don't really want to do too much, but this is all experimental stuff. So do what you want with your life, man. Just do a little bit of everything. So yeah. Okay, now I'm gonna turn this off before this computer blows up. Oyster juice. Yeah, definitely. So the idea earlier was to add the oyster juice into the. Instead of using water, we're gonna use this seafood base to kind of give like a nice seafood taste to it, and that was gonna be my workaround to a protein because it has clams in it as well. But you know, I just always moving so quickly, and naturally just reacted to adding water to this instead. So next time, if you don't want to season it as much, you can just add oil juice or the oyster juice, a little bit of clams in there, and then taste it as you're going, so that way you know what the end product is gonna be. So this is again like more experimental things. You just want to have fun with it and make it happen. So far so good. I'm gonna try to make this look good on Instagram. I don't know how, but again, where there's a will, there's a way. My way is like that. A little bit more noodles. Fuck it. Whoosh, sha, 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 sha. Whoosh, sha, sha, sha. Okay. Like that, right? So if you really wanted to go all over it, you just go like that. and you have to be very, very delicate about what you're doing with it. 1, 2, maybe 1 stick of carrots to give it some height, right? And a potato to give it some color. That. These guys come around, some more. Cool. And that's about it, man. You might be saying, is it really this meticulous at work? Yes. The answer is yes. A little bit more. And there we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. Curry base on the bottom. A little bit more noodles on top. A little bit of height. You got that X of the carrots. Just trying to do something different. Trying to make it look different. Something like that. You know? You never know. Very fun. I had fun. I don't know about you guys, but I had a pretty good time. And now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna enjoy some of this udon curry. It's a lot. It's a lot, real talk. But yeah, I think we can hopefully try to find more time to do things like this. Some scheduling type of issues or type of solutions. But I think for a first timer, it was pretty cool. So I appreciate you guys for hanging out and coming by. And who knows? Throw in some opinions for next time, so we can work on something different, something you guys want to work on. But until then, I appreciate you guys for hanging out. I really like doing stuff like this. That's my dog in the back. Teddy. 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 Oh, the other one comes around. Hey, hey, hey. I see you. Very cute. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching. And definitely comment, subscribe, hang out with me more often. We will be doing more PlayStation because that's a little bit easier to work with. There's not much as production value or setup to go around, but we got things coming around. So I'm really looking forward to doing more stuff like this, doing more of the video gaming stuff. And if you guys haven't seen that review of the Bell movie and the PlayStation console cover plates, I definitely recommend it. It was a fun little time. It was more of a one-on-one type of deal, and I think that was pretty cool. So definitely give me ideas of what you guys like to see and where you like to go through this. The guitar stuff, we'll work on that later on, but I think I might be able to squeeze some of that in maybe today. So hopefully I'll see you guys sooner than later. But until then, thank you for watching. Ja, mata ne.